Hey guys. So, as I prepare for a hurricane coming, it's just going to be a tropical storm where I'm at in Florida, but I wanted to come on here real quick and remind everybody that we have a full moon in Pisces tomorrow. And I would encourage you to, because this is a blue moon, and there's a lot of talk about what that actually means, but during or in between each equinox and solstice, we typically have 3 full moons. But on the occasion, there is a 4th one, which is called the blue moon, because it's once in a blue moon. That's why it's that phrase, that it once in a blue moon happens. So that's what this full moon is. We've had 2 now here in August. The beginning, August 1st, was the full moon in Aquarius, and then now we have the full moon in Pisces. So I pulled cards for myself, and I wanted to kind of share this message because I do think that this message will hit home with a lot of people, because we're collective energy. So even while I work through my own things, there are other people working through similar things, and then maybe you can, maybe this is something that you can put into your version of. But I wanted to share this message with you because this is a powerful message, a powerful moon of releasing some major things. And I would encourage you, if you know what your astrology natal chart is, to see where Pisces sits in your house, in your chart. And for me, Pisces sits in my 10th house of careers. And anyway, this message, when I first, I wanted to share this with you too, if I can find what I did with my, so I'm a Reiki practitioner. And I like to use my pendulum a lot to look at people's chakras and see, while I'm doing the work on them, if they're open, if they're closed, how open they are, gauge that kind of thing. Because you want to find a middle ground for people's, for your chakras to be at. Not too open and not closed, obviously. But you want them functioning well. And so when I did a check on myself today, and this has kind of been going on for a while, my root and my solar plexus were both closed. And it makes a lot of sense because I've been having some lower back pain, and I've been having a little bit of blood sugar issues and some kidney stuff. And the kidney and the blood, your kidneys and, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Your kidneys, your pancreas, and your bladder all are housed in where your solar plexus is. And I had noticed when I was doing meditation sometimes that my legs would shake a little bit. And while I walked, again, I had the back pain. So I knew physically my body was showing me some things about those 2 centers for a while now. So this was just confirmation with my pendulum that those both were closed. So I wanted to ask for the full moon in Pisces, what am I releasing in my root center, and what am I releasing in my solar plexus? And so the first 2 cards that came out are the root for the root chakra, and then the crown for the crown chakra, the purple. And the root chakra, the ruby star, which is the number 5, it's the Maya. You see it's got the red at the bottom. Talks about I embody my authentic and sensual essence. Go with the flow. And then on the root, the crown chakra, I have 33, which for me, 5 in my numerology report, 5 is my personality number. It's a change, it's freedom. And in my life path number is a 3. So the fact that this is 33, that's like double confirmation. But what's interesting is a couple weeks ago, I had gotten a card that had a golden apple on it. Okay. And what's also interesting about this is that ruby is the birthstone for the sign of Leo. Venus is in retrograde in Leo. Lilith is in Leo. Leo for me is my north node, the direction of my life that I need to go in the house of the 3rd house. So, and when I clarified the card for the root chakra, I got fight or flight, conflicts, 7 of Wands. And then on the crown, I got the 8 of Swords, which is mental restrictions. And, I have on my human design, I have my root and my crown open, which just means they're both pressure centers. And it means that I am susceptible to being conditioned by society around me and what energy that I'm pulling in those 2 centers. And the root center centers around fight or flight, your adrenal glands, and your crown center is obviously for your thoughts, your mind. And so for a long time, I would have these visions of my mind or myself in space, and I would see myself falling down deep into the blackness of space, and I would get really scared. And I didn't know what that vision was for a long time, and now I understand, because the fear of stepping out, the fear of doing something different that's out of the norm, because those two centers, a person that has those two centers, because your root and your crown are actually connected, when you have them open like that, it's typically you'd be diagnosed with ADHD. And that just means that what does that mean? That's a person who is ungrounded. That is a person who is, their mind is all over the place. They're just not settled. And so it's about really honing that in and focusing on that, getting control of the minds. And to get control of the mind is by rooting into the ground. And so that was clarifying the root for me, the root and the ground for my root center. And then on the solar plexus, I got 22 or 27, which is a 9, end of a cycle. And I got the storyteller, the intention. I am the narrator of my life. And there's a lot of blue here for the throat chakra, is how we manifest things. And what's interesting is, so the vision that I had of me falling in space has now been replaced of me seeing myself in the ocean in the deep dark blue and falling into the ocean and getting scared because you're going into the abyss. You don't know what's below that. There's creepy things in the ocean. But the ocean water also represents emotions. And how do we express ourselves, our emotions? How do we talk about those things? And your solar plexus is also where you have your willpower. It's your I am. It's, the true core of who you really are. And the Queen of Cups was the clarifier for that, which talks about intuition and going into the depths of, you need to be open to those emotions, open to the feeling of what that feels like, so that you can work through your issues without being reactive, understanding what that emotional wave looks like and how do you process emotions. Most of us in society don't know how to regulate our emotions, don't know how to deal with conflict. Again, there's that root, conflicts. And this is talking about, because the clarifier on that also for the moon was about a personal issue being resolved. And so it's about, where am I setting my intentions? What do I want out of these situations that I'm being presented with, these opportunities, these whatever's in front of my face. And essentially whatever's in front of my face is what is going on within me. So I would encourage you through this full moon in Pisces to sit with that message. Ask yourself, where do you feel ungrounded? Where does your mind take you at times? Because if your mind is struggling with negative thoughts, fear-based thoughts, that is affecting your root. Where is your stability, your foundation, your structure, and where you feel safe in this world? So be mindful of your thoughts and where they go, and set the intention that you want to manifest into this world by the way that you speak and not the way that you react. So I hope that helps. And I hope you enjoy your full moon in Pisces. And if you're in Florida or in the track of Delia, I think is her name, be safe.